Well, the Ten of Cups is the ideal family card. Everyone in sync, everybody getting along. It's kind of like that, the happy family, right? Everything's abundant. Everyone loves each other. It's that kind of ideal sitcom family, like the Brady Bunch or something. Everybody just, and there are moments of this, but for the most part, whenever you get more than one person living together, related or not, there are going to be conflicts, right? Because we see things differently, we express things differently, handle things differently. So the challenge with the runes here is that someone is disrupting the happy family, the happy event. Maybe this is an actual event planned in July, a celebration, a reunion, a wedding, a coming together of the family for an event. And someone may be intent on disrupting that, causing chaos, using the event as their own platform for venting their own frustrations at other people, escalating a conflict that exists with another family member. There's, this fiery energy here, Aries, where somebody's kind of disrupting that. Someone may feel left out. Maybe they're not invited to this. Because these energies can work both ways. And as I was talking about, because so many people are watching, for some of you, Aries, maybe it's you. You haven't been invited. Maybe somebody's upset at you. Or there's been an issue and you're not invited to the family get-together. You're not invited to the party in some way. This has you feeling vulnerable and hurt. Or someone is doing that, feeling that way due to being left out, and they may be voicing that to you or other family members. They may be crashing the party, something of that nature. Right off, the battery light's blinking at me, so I'm going to change those, Aries, and we will get right back to your reading here. 1 second. As I was saying, yes, let's jump back into it here, Aries. Someone's feeling left out or hurt, disgruntled about something, and it seems to be a family member, either your immediate family, one of your kids, one of your parents, a relative. This could be kind of disconnected from you, Aries. It could just be going on around you, but it seems to be coming up again, maybe because it's like, we're having this big anniversary party or a family reunion, and do we invite this person? If we don't, they may show up anyway, and that could be what happens. They may show up, I don't know, drunk, angry, and causing some issues. And I do feel like for some of you, like inviting the person would be better, because then maybe they won't show up. But like the leaving them out, it's like that'll bring up something and they'll show up just to make a point, just to cause problems, just to kind of, say, screw you or whatever. So this could be your challenge if you're planning a big event in July, Aries, and trying to figure out who to invite. And again, because it's general readings, the intensity of this energy, for some of you, maybe it's just, Uncle Les always gets drunk and causes a scene. Which table should we put him at? Let's put him by the door. That kind of thing, It's like we don't want to invite him, but we kind of have to. If we don't, he'll show up anyway and complain and make an even bigger scene. So it is kind of like you got to kind of weigh what's going to cause the bigger disruption, what's going to cause more of the chaos. For others of you, this could be a challenge, though, with hearing someone out and admitting your part in it if you've hurt someone else's feelings, Aries. Apologies are not really your thing sometimes. You are a fixed sign. It's usually, it's always the other person's fault. That can be one of your lessons in life, is learning how to, take ownership of mistakes and apologize for them, instead of just like, okay, we'll just go on from here and I forget about your feelings. They're not important to me. Because that is the message you send when you don't acknowledge your part in something and don't really offer a genuine apology. The other person feels like, you don't care. their feelings are unimportant to you. And when in reality, you just don't want to have to, like, you just kind of want to gloss over that and get on with things. But everybody's different, so someone may need to hear that from you and need to know that it's sincere. Or Aries, again, some of you, it's like you need to hear this from someone else before the family can come back together and be the Brady Bunch again, or at least your version of that, right? Or at least be at events without things being dramatic or fiery here. So in the present energy, we've got the Three of Coins in reverse. So for some of you, this could be whenever you're watching this video, the present energy, what's going on right now, or end of June going into July, as we're looking at July specifically. Here, Three of Coins in reverse is kind of going back to this, people not cooperating, people not doing what you're telling them to do. I feel like many of you are in charge of some sort of event. It may not be a family thing. For some of you, maybe it's a work thing, it's a conference, it's something, but it's like you're in charge of it and people just are not cooperating. They're throwing, they don't want to do your ideas. They're not doing what they said they would do. You put someone in charge of decorations, or you put someone in charge of the food, or you put someone in charge of finding the catering, and they're not doing what their designated jobs. And, so, and Pedro here is saying, like, if you don't check up on people, like if you have delegated, and you don't check up on people and keep on them, keep nagging them about it, you could get to like the day before and find out, oh my God, this really big important thing has not been taken care of. So, because this is all about secrets and people kind of like maybe even acting like they're doing what they said they were going to do, but you need to start seeing results. So, I mean, yeah, if it's 2 weeks before whatever this event is, or if it's 2 weeks before this project is due, and you're supposed to be working on it as a team, and if you're the team lead or something, Aries, don't just take people's word for it that they're doing their work. Someone's dropping the ball, someone's being lazy, someone's like, I'll do it later. They may even say that to you. They will not. So, and it may be one of those things where you're just like, well, I'll just do it all myself, because then at least I know it will get done. I mean, and that's a sad, sorry situation, but it is kind of the truth depending on the kind of people you're surrounded with. Sometimes you're surrounded by people with no work ethic who are lazy and don't want to do anything. And you have to pick up the slack. Now, Aries, if this is you, that you've been designated a job, you're not the team lead, and you've been given a job to do, you'll be held accountable for it if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Or you maybe end up being like, if it's a family thing, they may end up being, well, there may be a falling out because you didn't do what you said you were going to do. So just keep up your end of the bargain, Aries. For some of you, though, I feel like it's like you're going to have to do more work than you were planning on, because people just aren't capable. They don't have the time, or they're getting distracted. And, in many cases, I feel like they do mean to do it. They do mean it when they say, I'll get to that later. I will do it. I just haven't done it yet. But then time just has a way of slipping away, right? Very quickly without something getting done. The help that's going to be available, we've got the Six of Cups in reverse. So this is talking about, like, not talking about the past, not going back to the past, not repeating a pattern from the past, not repeating a lesson with someone or in a situation. And again, because we've got cups here, it seems like this is an emotional situation, a family, domestic situation. Like, this is what happened last time when we didn't invite Uncle Les. Or this is what happened last time when we did invite Uncle Les. So we're not going to do it this way, or we're going to keep it on the down low, try to keep things hidden. Now, another way that it just occurred to me this could be working or is coming in is that you try to hide this from this person, this event. You don't want them to find out about it because you don't want them to crash it. You're not inviting them, but you also don't want them to crash the party. And someone who swears they won't tell lets it slip. So it does seem like, if you're trying to keep an event secret, if you're trying to keep it secret from somebody that you don't want to be there, Aries, someone is going to open their mouth and let it slip, and then be like, realize they've told the wrong person, or they've told the person that is not invited to the party, or that may be how you find out, Aries. If it's you, again, so many people, it's going to work out different ways for all of you. But yeah, the help is going to be like whatever happened last time, or however things were handled last time, do the opposite of that. That's going to help you. Don't go back to old patterns. And if it's you, if you crashed the party last time you weren't invited, don't do that this time. Approach it a different way. Maybe they need to miss you for a while. You know, if people are kind of avoiding you, or taking the side of someone else. Whatever you did last time you were in this situation, then, or however you handled the situation in the past, it's time to break that pattern. Don't repeat it, because you're just going to stay stuck on that merry-go-round. It's going to keep you from going off on continuing on your path. You're going to get stuck in this roundabout, right? And just keep going round and round and never taking a road, never taking a path. Now, for others of you, this could be a family member that there's been a rift. That has been, there's been a disconnect or no communication for a while, and you're like hoping they've grown up and changed, and it turns out, no, they haven't changed one little bit. They're still the same immature person who never learns their life's lessons. They never learn from their mistakes. They're unapologetic for maybe how they've treated you or other people, and they're just going to keep going on that roundabout. And you will know this. That's how it's going to be a help to you. You're going to see right away this person hasn't changed, so I'm not inviting them to my wedding. I'm not inviting them to the party. I'm not inviting them to the get-together. And this doesn't have to be some big, huge event. It could just be like a family party, or even a small little cookout or whatever. But there's some sort of gathering with your nearest and dearest Aries that it seems like you really you're tired of someone's attitude. You're tired of their behavior, their disruptive behavior, or the chaos that they cause. Because it seems like their life is always in chaos, maybe due to addiction, maybe due to drinking, maybe due to drugs, whatever. And so they like that drama. They thrive on that chaos. And whenever they show up, it's just the ripple effect, right? It spreads and ruins the whole evening or the whole day or everybody's fun. So you're trying to avoid that. And for those of you that are thinking, maybe some of you are thinking like, maybe this person's turned over a new leaf. If you've been disconnected, the message I'm getting here is no, that they haven't. And, especially if this is the third time, the fourth time you've given them a shot to kind of fix it, to get it together, and they keep repeating the same mistake, hurting people in the same way, you're done. You know nothing's different. But there may be other people trying to talk you into it, other family members. Oh, maybe they turned over a new leaf. You just know. You're the one that's, Aries, you're like, hell no, that ain't real. You're just being very realistic about it, and you're right. So just stick to your guns. I do feel like people will be more apt to go along with you. You may be reminding them, remember what happened last time? Remember how terrible that was? Or remember how hurt these people were by this person's behavior? Keep that at the forefront. That's how you're going to, maybe convince others that, it's not the best idea to invite this person. Now, what must be accepted? We've got the King of Cups in July in the upright. This is a water sign energy, possibly Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. We do have the Scorpio Major Arcana card. The Death card is connected to Scorpio, so this could be a Scorpio in your life, sun or rising, male or female. When these court cards come up, again, with these general readings, could be either one. But this person is actually on your side. They're offering you a lot of support. So what Lewis here is indicating that whatever happens, however this turns out, whatever's going on with this get-together event, coming together family event, work thing, this person is supportive. and helping you, and going to help you remain positive, and going to help you get done whatever needs to get done. So for some of you, maybe this is a boss. Maybe this is your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your dad, your mom. This is somebody who's on your side. And, really, I'm hearing they're going to help you make a lemonade out of lemons. So whatever happens with this, it's like this person, their perspective, I don't know, Aries, I just feel like, for you, whatever this is, whatever this involves, this situation, it's just the end of the world, or you're seeing it as a very big deal. A very big deal. For some of you, maybe it is your wedding. Maybe you are getting married in July, or you are planning your wedding in July, and things are kind of, and this is somebody saying, for many of you, your soon-to-be husband or wife, that, honey, the important thing is that, we're going to get married, or we're going to be together, or we're going to, we're getting engaged, or whatever, whatever else happens, who cares? The important thing is that this is still going to happen. Don't let it bother you. No one will remember this, or if they do, it'll just be like that one time, or that next time that this person acted out or behaved in this way. For some of you, maybe this is a child. Maybe you've got a kid that's just really rambunctious and is always knocking things over, or maybe he's always pushing the other kids or the cousins, or hitting the other kids or whatever. And maybe that's coming up here. It's like, oh, you can come, but don't bring your kid. Or, you may be feeling like, oh, I want them to come, but I don't want them to bring little Johnny or little Sarah, or, little Terror, because they always tear stuff up or hit the other kids, or, always cause a bunch of chaos. So just another way that's coming. But this person's going to be your soulmate. So they're really going to offer you help. They're really going to offer you support. And I feel will pitch in and help you not only with just words and support, but with any work that needs to be done. So this may be like the only other person of the group that's doing what they said they would do to help you, right? But I feel like they also can make you laugh. They're just going to make you see things in a lighter, sunnier way. Now, for those of you that are single, and this is not a wedding, or it's a family event of some kind, you could meet someone at some sort of summer festival, summer event, something outdoors, camping, just an amusement park, anything that you're going to, though, where it's like, summer fest or a summer festival. Maybe it's on June 21st that you met this person, and this relationship is really going to continue to get stronger throughout the summer, June 21 through September 21. But for those of you that are single, that time frame of summer, because of Solu, could be very significant if you are single and looking. And you could be meeting a water sign who is very mature, very emotionally mature, and ready for something committed. This is somebody who's also very caring and giving. And, if you haven't had that, if you haven't been in a relationship like that in a while, maybe ever, Aries, where someone's just really like concerned with your welfare, your well-being, your happiness, especially with Solu, your happiness, your positivity, then you could be meeting someone who is quite the ticket. And it could be a Scorpio. For some of you, this is your partner. This is someone that's already in your life, or someone that really just makes you feel better about things in July. The outcome is wonderful. So whatever this event is, it comes off without a hitch. The death card is here. So there is some loss and chaos leading up to, again, as we discussed, leading up to it. But you've got the rune of joy. A wonderful celebration, spending time with people that you love, or one person in particular that you love. If this is a wedding, it's like the end of one phase, the start of another, right? Because the death card is all about this chapter is over and now we're starting a new one. And And there's usually an element of sadness with the death card because we have to let go. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I have to say goodbye to the single life, right? If you're getting married. And some people might be like, yeah, that's the best. But other people really enjoy being single. For some people, it's something to really give up, that freedom of being single. So, this is a transition into a new phase of life. But for others of you, it could just be letting go of the small details or letting go of all the chaos leading up to this event and enjoying it, okay? But Wunyo means that the outcome is, this is a joyful transformation. It's a joyful ending and beginning all in one. And also spending time with someone who is, again, very positive, that you have a lot of the same interests, you're on the same page, and you just enjoy spending time together. You enjoy doing the same things. You make each other laugh. You entertain each other. So, now for some of you, this could be a funeral. Because again, with the family coming together and the death card kind of bookending this, it could be. But I feel like for most of you, this was not someone who was close, you were close to. And it does seem like somebody who was kind of like, their behavior, or the way they treated their body, or the way they didn't take care of themselves kind of contributed to this. It was kind of like nobody's really surprised because this person had issues from drug abuse or just always, or never going to the doctor, never taking care of themselves, never looking after their health. So if it is a death, an actual physical death, Aries, it's not someone that it's going to be surprising because they've abused their body or not taken good care of themselves. Maybe they smoked forever. Even though maybe they were told repeatedly that they needed to quit. And it's just like, okay, it's just a matter of time before, because they, again, stubborn refusal to listen, stubborn refusal to change a course. But I mean, this could be the chaos of the planning, or some people want it this way. Maybe this person didn't leave a will, so nobody knows what their wishes were, and because you're such a take charge kind of energy, Aries, it could fall to you to take care of a lot of the details and get a lot of things done. But the outcome is actually going to be a joyful celebration of this person's life rather than their death, even if, they were stubborn and they didn't do these things, but they were funny, or they were caring, or they, a good person. They just didn't extend that to themselves. They repeated a lot of the same mistakes. They had issues they didn't address, but they always took care of other people. So a lot of different ways this is breaking down. I think for the most of you, though, this is just, one chapter in your life is ending and you're starting a new phase and you're celebrating. You're having a party. You are, having a get together and just enjoying yourself. And it all comes off without a hitch. And you're going to find that those little details that maybe you were getting caught up with in the planning, again, like this water sign person may be telling you, listen, it's not that big of a deal. Life will go on. It's all going to be all right.